welcome back as we look at the Brackenridge High School Marching Band that just went past us.
They had a busy day. They were over at King William this morning. That's how they started out their day. And now here, delighting the spectators, the thousands of spectators for Fiesta Flambeau Night Parade.
Absolutely.
These gowns, I can't get tired of them. And those shoes.
They're so nice.
The Court of Ancestral Remembrance.
Yeah, very nice.
You have King Jacob Treviño there.
Just the trains. It's the Floresville Peanut Festival is what this is celebrating. And just the trains that you see on not only the Queens, but look at the King up there too. The Cape, the train, whatever they have going on. Very nice. The Floresville Peanut Festival float rolling by.
That's months of work. Probably more than a year, I would dare to say.
Absolutely. And that is Virginia Mitzelman, who is the parade director, rolling by in one of those Toyota Tundras. Danza Vida de San Antonio Dance Company. Crystal Diaz is the director. Another one of these dance companies that just really, it's all about having fun.
These costumes are also very impressive.
They really are. Established in 2008. They opened its doors to the San Antonio community that year. They've been recognized as one of the finest dance studios in San Antonio, and look at that. Danza Vida.
And again, it's amazing to see how much they've grown, established themselves as part of the community. They've been around since 2008.
Yep. Aladdin and the Magic Lamp, I believe, is what we're seeing here. With the literary theme.
Prettiest jasmines I ever did see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where's Aladdin?
He's right in the middle. He's spinning some tunes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's spinning some good tunes. If you like to dance, then you're happy to see Zumba. Do you Zumba?
I have never Zumba'd.
I tried it once. I'm not coordinated. This is Zumba Fitness. It's one of the most popular forms of exercise systems in the world. And again, this is another one that has grown in popularity over the years. And they're representing Calienta Dance Studio, located off I-10 Hildebrand.
They're having fun. Show us your shoes. Look at those shoes. Bella and Company. This next float that we're seeing. Oh, look at those boots. Lit up cowboy boots from Bella and Company. And we have the Jordanton High School Marching Band. We march with pride. From Jordanton High School. Joining us tonight. Let's listen in. 2021 UIL State Marching Band qualifiers from Jourdanton High School.
Alamo College is right there, and behind them, Grandma's Gardens.
Volcano Health. A page from Grandma's Gardens.
So this is for senior care, and they recently opened its doors here in San Antonio, and they now have 7 senior care centers. It's Volcano Health.
Very interesting. I love that float. A page from Grandma's Garden. Southwest Legacy High School joining us now. The Titan Marching Band.
They are bringing the flavor.
Yeah, they are. Let's listen into a little bit from Southwest Legacy High School Marching Band. Look at this. Very nice. Leg kicks from Southwest Legacy. The Titan dance team there, the cheer squad.
They were established back in 2017. They've been participating in this parade ever since then.
Really, from the very first year. Love it. The Center for Healthcare Services in the city of San Antonio. Horton Hears a Who. The Center for Healthcare Services. And we have the John F. Kennedy High School Band. The Rockets, under the direction of John E. Vasquez. They have their band, their flags, their dance, and their cheer squads joining us from John F. Kennedy High School right here in San Antonio. Rocket Pride.
The wrapping of their drums. That was really, really cool.
KLRN is next. Notice the neighborhood trolley from Mr. Robinson's neighborhood.
Rogers?
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Sorry, I got it mixed up with the Eddie Murphy thing.
All the PBS characters.
Yeah, then we have Bob Ross.
Clifford.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
He's Daniel the Tiger, right? Based on
so.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Look at it. Do you see the little kid there?
They're excited. He's been smiling since the start.
Love it.
And there you have
from KLRN.
So closest to Clifford, you see Miss Emma Faye Rudkin, and she has a kids show where she teaches the kids to sign.
Love that. Wasn't she former Fiesta royalty
too? She was.
Right there, right next with the popper.
If Hank, her hearing dog, is on there. Maybe he's taking a break today.
Very nice.
Very fun.
Our friends from KLRN. Samba Vida, Drum and Dance Corps next, presenting The Great Gatsby is their theme. Very elegant. Very roaring 20s here.
So they've performed everywhere. You're talking about festivals, weddings, the Spurs Bumps Pep Rally, and Oyster Bake, which we just celebrated about a week ago. And check out those dance moves. So you can just imagine the number of awards they have won, not only for their performances, but check out those costumes.
It's amazing. They even had guys with like trays of champagne. I don't know if you saw that. You see it? You gotta look closer.
Are they cool, baby?
Look, right there.
How awesome. And they do it all, but really they specialize in Brazilian samba, which is not easy.
No. Samba Vida. We said they're a dance and drum corps. Here comes the drum part.
Oh my goodness. And again, the costumes. They've won awards for their costumes, and it shows. So a little shout out here to my grandma.
Yes.
This group dances cha-cha and mambo, and my grandma's favorite, you put a mambo, and the lady can dance. And here we have.
Come on. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, y'all.
I still think it's Samba Vida.
This is the Beethoven Big Band.
It is?
Yes.
Nice. Beethoven Manicore. That was impressive. They have a lot going on in Beethoven Manicore. I did not know they had a big band, though.
This
Karn
is
City High School marching band coming by.
We're going to travel a bit to get here tonight.
Yeah, the Badgers from Karn City.
And this is their third time participating in the Fiesta Flambeau Parade. What a treat to have them here.
Yeah, we're glad they're here. I believe this is the San Antonio Zulu Association.
Look how the float is just shaking because they
are doing some
having a good
dancing.
time.
They are doing some dancing. They are a nonprofit social group that donates to the community each year. They plan to produce a taste of New Orleans. One of Fiesta's most popular events, it most certainly is the San Antonio Zulu
And representing them
Association.
tonight is Mr. Ben Williams. This organization founded in 1975.
Wait a minute. What about y'all right here? Y'all having a good time? Look.
Love that. San Antonio Zulu Association. 20 scholarships they give out every year. How about the Texas Citrus Fiesta?
From Mission, Texas.
The other Fiesta celebrating their 90th diamond anniversary. The Texas Citrus Fiesta out of Mission. Very nice. Look at the gowns.
And back in 1932 was when, in Mission, it was established as home of the grapefruit.
I didn't know Mission was home of the grapefruit. Now I know. Any way you cut it. Any way you slice it. They're home of the grapefruit.
John.
I know, you keep looking at me. I'm like, get it? That's what you do to grapefruit. You cut it up.
I don't eat grapefruit.
Okay. That was never more obvious than that interaction right there between us.
All right, McCollum High School making a grand entrance here. The pride of the South Side.
Absolutely. And their leader there is decked out.
they've also had a great year.
They were the National 2022. Their cheer team was the National 22 Grand Champion cheer team. The band is awarded first and second UIL sweepstakes percussion contests. Listen in. Gilbert Borrego is the director of the Pride of the Southside, the McCollum High School Cowboy Marching Band. The McCollum Cowboy lit up there, very nice. And I told you that their cheer team was the National 2022 Grand Champion. There you see some of the cheerleaders coming by.
And the Wranglerettes Pom Squad, they also got noticed for their talent. Grand Champion runner-up for 2020-2022. There's the cheer team right there.
Oh, yeah.
Stunts.
The McCollum Cowboys. And again, you notice some of the sashes for the seniors. About to graduate. Glad they got to be part of Fiesta.
I think another stunt here.
Oh, yeah. Wow, very nice. And now I believe we have the Comal County Fair and Rodeo. So they're showing off their shoes.
Rodeo Queen, Fair Queen. Unison right there showing the shoes.
They participated in the Fiesta Flambeau since the late 1950s. Our friends from just north of Bexar County in Comal County. Comal County Fair and Rodeo.
Largest county fair in Central Texas.
It's impressive. They really do have a great fair. Next, I believe these are the Guadalupe Agricultural Fair Queens from San Antonio. This is an organization established in 1883 out of Seguin. The Guadalupe Agricultural Fair Queens. It's the oldest fair in Texas in 1883.
Let's take it back to the south side with South San High School. The South San Antonio High School Bobcats in the house.
They have some fans.
I hear that drum line.
They sound great. The Bobcat Marching Band from South San. Love it.
It's a large group.
Yeah, it is. Impressive band. Sounded great.
And of course, behind them, you have their dance team and the cheerleaders. A Mario theme. Mario.
This is for Techport for Port San Antonio. Port San Antonio's mission, redeveloping the former Kelly Air Force Base, create the conditions that maintain and grow quality jobs. Port San Antonio. And I guess Techport, you know, you got to have a video game, right?
When you think of tech, you think of Port San Antonio. Look at those robots.
Yeah, and you know, their arena that they're building there is going to be just for the e-sport competitions. It's going to be just for the e-sport competition, so it's going to be something to behold. I believe the Smashing Pumpkins are the band that's going to open that up.
How awesome.
I believe this might be the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce. Representatives from the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce joining us, established in 1951.
Did you know that Pleasanton is the birthplace of the cowboy?
I had heard a rumor that Pleasanton was.
What a night.
What a night it has been. What a parade it has been as the searchlights signaling the end of Fiesta Flambeau, and there's Torchy himself, the symbol and mascot of Fiesta Flambeau.
Next we have the parade director, Miss Virginia. She already passed.
And you see again some of our first responders. First responders started this parade. First responders aptly end this parade. And what a parade it has been. We want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, whether you're in San Antonio or watching us online around the country, around the world. It has been a pleasure to be out here, and more than anything else, it's been a pleasure to be with all these people here. Fiesta 2022, the Fiesta Flambeau, back after the 2-year pause in this celebration.
And it didn't stop people from coming out here. This is the first time with this new route, but it was absolutely beautiful. So for those who aren't from San Antonio, we hope this encourages you to come visit our beautiful city and all the beautiful traditions and culture it has to offer.
For all of us here at KSAT 12, it is an honor to be your Fiesta station. It is an honor to bring you tonight's Fiesta Flambeau coverage for the hardworking people behind the scenes. Thank you so much for joining us, and Viva
Fiesta.
Fiesta. The Nightbeat is next.
Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Good evening. We begin tonight with continuing coverage of that large brush fire out at JBSA Camp Bullis tonight. That fire said to be 25% contained. That's according to Texas A&M Forest Service.
Officials are also reporting around 1,540 acres have been burned.
That brush fire has been burning since around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Several agencies responding on scene, including Camp Bullis, Fort Sam Houston, and Leon Springs, just to name a few. The Bear Bowl Verde Volunteer Fire Department Facebook page says there are evacuations in effect for the Oak Ridge and George Oaks neighborhoods.
The cause of this fire still unknown right now. Fire crews continue to work overnight, and an aircraft will be back to help battle the fire in the morning.
And of course, a lot of this being caused by the lack of rain, Katie, and being driven by the winds out there earlier today.
Yes, we had gusty winds for a good portion of the afternoon, and they're still kicking at this hour. And the wind was a big factor in that fire, likely spreading and growing rapidly earlier today. And we'll continue to see some gusty winds at times on Sunday. That could slow down the containment process just a little bit for that brush fire. Here's a look at your current wind gusts tonight. As I said, they're still kicking. 32-mile-per-hour gusts measured just recently at the airport, 26 miles per hour in Hondo. So we can assume at the site of that fire, wind gusts right now are probably between 25-35 miles per hour. Tomorrow, winds will still be gusty at times, up to 25-30 miles per hour off and on through the course of the day. So here's the smoke forecast for overnight and tomorrow. This smoke has been moving pretty much due north of the fire into parts of Comal and Kendall counties, and the smoke plume may become a bit smaller overnight, but that's not a guarantee. So places like Bergheim, Candelia, even parts of Kendall County there mainly are going to continue to see this smoke plume overnight and through the day tomorrow, assuming that more containment doesn't happen. So most of us will just see this smoke plume again tomorrow, but there will be a portion of our viewing area, especially in parts of Comal and Kendall counties, that will continue to be dealing with this smoke tomorrow. We'll talk more about what the rest of the weekend has in store. Get you a look at next week's low rain chances coming up in a bit. Lee.
Thank you. San Antonio police are investigating after a man was hit and killed by a pickup truck on the northwest side. Tonight, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has identified him as 64-year-old Ricky Ward. The crash happened just before 2 a.m. on De Zavala Road near Vance Jackson Road and I-10. Police say Ward was walking in a crosswalk when a pickup truck made a left turn and hit him. Police are trying to determine who had the right of way. As of now, the pickup driver is not facing any charges.
Meanwhile, SAPD also still searching for suspects in connection with a shooting where 3 people were hit, one of them now dead, and at least 75 shell casings left behind. That shooting happened Friday morning on Belmont Place near East Commerce Street and South New Braunfels Avenue. When police arrived, they first found the first victim dead in the driver's seat of a running vehicle. He has now been identified as 66-year-old Clarence Jones. Next to him was a woman with gunshot wounds. She was taken to BAMC, and the third victim was walking nearby with a gunshot wound to the hip.
A man is in critical condition after being shot in the face during a fight outside of a Northwest Side bar overnight. It happened just before 3 a.m. on Babcock Road near Eckert and Wurzbach Roads. When police got there, they found a 36-year-old man who was in a truck heading towards a hospital. Police followed that truck and the man was eventually taken to BAMC. Witnesses tell police the shooting suspect drove off before they arrived. No arrests have been made.
Making headlines around Texas tonight, a woman has been charged with murder for what deputies describe as a self-induced abortion. 26-year-old Lizelle Herrera is in the Starr County Jail tonight on a $500,000 bond. Starr County deputies say Herrera, quote, intentionally and knowingly caused the death of an individual by self-induced abortion. However, deputies did not make it clear whether she had the abortion or helped someone else with one. Deputies also not saying under what law Herrera has been charged. Last year, Governor Greg Abbott signed a law that bans abortions for women who are as early as 6 weeks pregnant. That law also allows for private citizens to sue doctors or anyone who helps a woman get an abortion in Texas. All right, it has been a parade you've been watching all night. It has been canceled for the past 2 years thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the excitement for its return felt by both Fiesta veterans and, of course, all the Fiesta newcomers.
Exactly. Our John Paul Barajas was out in the middle of the loud cheers and cascarones tosses to give us an up-close look at the fun of the parade. Take a look.
Hi, we're jamming out here at the Flambeau Parade 2022. The first time Flambeau has been back in 2 years. Everybody's having a great time. We're going to start talking to some people. I'm going to talk to you real quick. What's your name?
Tina.
Tina?
Yeah.
What do you think about the parade so far?
Awesome. After so many years that we haven't gotten to experience, it's amazing.
So this is the first time in 2 years without parade.
Exactly.
How are things looking so far?
Amazing. More. It's alive, more people, and then everybody's just enjoying it. It's awesome. The kids are loving it as well.
the Fiesta Flambeau Parade.
This is my first time, and I really, really like it. I really enjoy it.
I'm rocking and
How
rolling.
much fun is this right now?
It's the best. It's the best day.
Oh, what's Fiesta without a couple cascarones? How long have you been coming to Fiesta?
About 5, since I was 5 years old.
All right, guys, we got the Southside High School Band coming up. You've heard it all the way down here. Everybody's pumped, having a good time. Get this. They expected and anticipated 750,000 people all along the parade line to take this in. And here's the kicker. Over 1 million viewers in San Antonio and worldwide throughout this broadcast. So you don't want to miss it. If you haven't been down here and haven't been watching live, don't worry. KSAT's got you covered. We'll have it online, all that good stuff. We're going to toss it back. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News. Viva Fiesta.
I think he had fun out there. Sticking with Fiesta, it's an event that takes you back to the past. Historical tours happening at 12 key sites along Alamo Plaza. All the locations highlighted are related to the 1836 Battle of the Alamo. It's an interactive event with historians dressed in period clothing to describe what went down all those years ago. Organizers say it's the best way to get audience engaged with history.
Well, the meaning of this one is to remember there's two reasons for Fiesta, historical reasons. One is to remember the Alamo, the sacrifices made, and the other is to celebrate the victory, the Battle of San Jacinto, where we could declare our independence.
Like so many Fiesta events, it was canceled over the last 2 years, so this was the 33rd year for this special event.
The 11th annual Texas Regional Games began this weekend. Roughly 250 athletes with physical disabilities and visual impairments from across our state and a few surrounding states are competing in 9 sports. Though the goals of each of the athletes may vary, the games are sure to inspire.
Representation matters. I know that I didn't get to meet other kids with disabilities until I went to camps like this. That's huge.
Dana Mathewson is no stranger to competition. The 2-time Paralympic tennis player has represented Team USA in Tokyo and in Rio. Today, she was in San Antonio.
It means a lot that I get to come back now as a coach and get to kind of teach people and see little kids get excited the same way I did.
This weekend, Mathewson and other coaches and volunteers took part in the Texas Regional Games presented by the Hartford. Athletes with different physical abilities competed in sports like tennis, ergon cycling, track and field at the Morgan's Wonderland Park, Morgan's Wonderland Sport, Star Soccer Complex, and Hero Stadium.
It's a communication for them to come and compete and show what they've been training so hard to do. A lot of them, some of our wounded service members, it's really a part of their rehab.
The scale of competition is impressive. Only a handful of these multi-sport competitions are held in the state.
We are part of the Move United competition series, and that series serves the whole United States and has over 10, almost 15 competitions.
While that number is small, the impact it has on the competing athletes' lives is great.
Having a disability doesn't limit you the way that I think a lot of people assume when you see someone in a wheelchair. It raises equity, awareness. There's so many good things that come out of it.
Some of the athletes at the games are preparing to qualify for the 2022 UIL State Track and Field Championships. Others hoping to qualify for the Paralympics. The games continue tomorrow with awards wrapping up at 3 p.m.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, a fatal crash claiming the life of NFL quarterback Dwayne Haskins. The details of what happened and see the reaction from both his family and teammates who knew him best. Plus, after today, the future of space could change forever. What this first mission with an all-private crew to the International Space Station could mean for the future of travel.
Plus, a car plunges off a ferry ramp, but a quick-thinking response of one man saved a stranger's life. We have the video of the rescue and how the man being called a hero is being honored.
This Fiesta Flashback is powered by the Silverado and your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
The Fiesta crowned its first king in 1896. Early monarchs were dubbed Silamat, or tamales spelled backwards, Omala, or Alamo in reverse, as well as Cotton, Zeus, and Rex. Then in 1927, the first King Antonio was crowned. Selected from the ranks of the Texas Cavaliers, one of King Antonio's most important roles, paying tribute to San Antonio's history of military and civilian partnerships. And his reign begins with a sunset ceremony in front of the Alamo. But King Antonio isn't our only king. In 1947, San Antonio got its first ugly king, El Rey Feo. To raise scholarship money, the League of United Latin American Citizens began a competition to choose their own king. Inspired by the medieval Spanish tradition of citizen king for the day, there's been an El Rey Feo ever since. One of the most important being local radio personality Logan Stewart. Through his efforts, El Rey Feo became an official part of Fiesta in 1980. Fiesta's lucky to have two kings. It means more scholarships, more help for charities, and of course, more fun.
We bow down.
We're not worthy.
All right, I want to get you back out to our big story tonight. We have Sky 12 over that very large brush fire at Joint Base San Antonio Camp Bullis. You can see the flames there. Right now, we can tell you that officials at a recent news conference this evening told us that evacuations are in effect as that brush fire continues to tear through the demolition range area of Camp Bullis. Texas A&M Forest Service saying tonight the fire so far has spanned over an estimated of 1,543 acres. And as of right now, at 9:30 this evening, that fire was said to be about 25% contained. But as you can see from these Sky 12 pictures, a lot of fire out there on the ground that they are working very actively to try to get under control tonight. We'll keep an eye on that, and if we get some sound turned around from that news conference, we'll bring it to you. In the meantime, a Houston area man is being honored by the U.S. Coast Guard for rescuing a driver whose car plunged off a ferry ramp back on New Year's Eve 2021. The incident caught on camera, now being released to the public. There, you see it right there, the car going in the water. Robert Moore is seen trying to talk to the man in the vehicle, but in a few short moments, Moore ends up getting into the water. Something his wife, who was also there, saw coming after he told her to call 911. Moore was able to convince the man to roll down the window before that vehicle was completely submerged, and he was able to swim that man to safety.
Whenever it happened, it seemed so surreal. I didn't understand the gravity of it because he got out and he was soaking wet and we went and had dinner.
It is like really dangerous, and it was because of like he did it for someone else. I was really proud of him.
Moore received a certificate of merit from the U.S. Coast Guard for his heroic efforts yesterday with his whole family in attendance. Congrats to him.
Some sad news. The tiny BUC-EE'S display in West Texas is no more. Texas Monthly confirmed the news. The art installment sparked excitement on social media a week ago when it popped up. Despite the bright yellow beaver logo, the little brick building isn't actually a BUC-EE'S gas station after all. The artist, who has chosen to remain anonymous, told Texas Monthly, quote, "I assume the shift to e-commerce and higher gas prices probably forced it to close," unquote.
It was gone before it was there.
You could tell it was fake, though, because they didn't have the big display of the bathrooms and everything.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough facilities
The
there.
smallest BUC-EE'S. Do we still have Sky 12 out over that fire, as we probably talk about it here a little bit during the weather? Katie, this is a big one. We've had a couple days where we haven't seen any big fires, but this is something we've been worried about all week with the windy conditions, the low humidity, and here we have one tonight.
And this is going to be an issue, guys, until we really start to pick up some beneficial rainfall, because a big issue here is how dry the vegetation and the grass is, and this is a very big fire, and I really want to spend some time on this, but everyone was right? Really, regardless of where you were, you could see that smoke plume this afternoon, and rightfully so, a lot of folks were concerned and wanted to know what was going on. So as we've been mentioning, and here's our Sky 12 shot. It's a little choppy because it's out there a ways.
Yeah, it's a little bit out there for us, but
even
you can see.
With the wider view here, yeah, it's still going 25% contained. And I want to show you one more time the smoke forecast heading into the overnight hours and tomorrow. So where you see that orange and red, that's the fire. And the blue and the green here, that's the smoke plume forecast. So overnight, this smoke plume will likely continue to be moving north of the fire. So into a portion of far western Comal County. There's the sliver of Comal County here south of 46. That's Highway 46. And then this continues into Kendall County up to about Kendalia there. And this could continue overnight and through the day tomorrow. So just like today, folks in Stone Oak, Timberwood Park, areas east of 281, even over toward the Rim, Leon Springs, up to Scenic Oaks and Fair Oaks Ranch, you're going to see this. It's going to seem like it's very close, this smoke plume, assuming that it's not contained more overnight. You're going to continue to see this smoke plume tomorrow, but the actual smoke will continue to directly affect areas between the Bexar County line up to Highway 46, Bergheim here, and up to Kendalia. That's also the Guadalupe River State Park area. So those are the areas that will be directly impacted by the smoke through tomorrow. The rest of us, the majority of us, will continue to just see that large smoke plume on Sunday. We're going to keep a close eye on this for you. I want to talk about the rest of the forecast, though. It's 70 now in Canyon Lake, 75 at Stinson. Our dew points are low in the 40s and 50s, so it's very comfortable out there. Sustained winds continue to be between about 10 and 20 miles per hour, and our gusts are also up to about 25, 30 miles per hour. Even at this hour, both our sustained winds and our gusts will drop a bit overnight, but we're going to hold on to some sustained winds, say that 5 times fast, between about 5 to 15 miles per hour overnight. But tomorrow will be another gusty day at times. Sustained winds 10 to 20 miles per hour and some more gusts as high as 25, 30 miles per hour on Sunday. So that could slow down containment efforts of that fire as we get into Sunday. The good news tomorrow, though, even though we'll hold on to some gusty winds at times, our humidity is going to start to increase tomorrow. Again, low humidity, very dry air. That's one facet of fire danger. So we're going to start to bring our humidity up tomorrow. You'll really feel it by tomorrow night. Into the day on Monday, things will be feeling pretty muggy again by Monday as we get those dew points up. So here's a look at your Sunday. We start you off near 60. End up near 90 in the afternoon. So another pretty big swing in temperatures. More clouds around tomorrow, some fair weather clouds, and again, gusty south wind at times for your Sunday. As that south wind continues to push in the humidity, we'll start to feel the mugginess a bit more tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. Now, looking ahead to next week, we still have some chances of rain in the forecast, but these are really, really unimpressive chances of rain, and this is a conditional chance for some strong to severe storms late in the day, Monday into Tuesday. We've kind of talked about this over the past couple of weeks. We've had some of these setups where we've told you that storms developing depends on what happens with the cap or the lid on the atmosphere. If those storms can break through that lid, then they could become strong to severe. But if they can't, then that really minimizes and washes away our rain chance. That's the setup that we've got going into late in the day, Monday into Tuesday. Even if something can blossom, this is not a drought-busting rain chance for us. In fact, over the next 7 days, the best I can do, some areas north and east of San Antonio, less than a quarter inch of rain. That's not going to cut it, and that's not going to take away the fire danger. So even looking ahead to next week, Wednesday, Thursday, with the return of gusty winds and dry air, we've got a couple more days of fire danger next week. We'll be here to keep you updated.
All right, Katie, thank you.
Larry will be back with sports right after this.
He's really uncommon to be that young and have that kind of demeanor. He does a great job in that regard. He's not intimidated by anything. You know, he's going to make some mistakes, but all these minutes he's getting this season are fantastic.
Pop praised rookie Joshua Primo after his performance tonight in big board sports. It was Fan Appreciation Night at the AT&T Center where the Spurs were hosting the Warriors. First quarter, Josh Richardson sinks a step-back three and the Spurs lead at 10-4. Later on, we have liftoff. Check it out. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, creates his own shot, a slam dunk, and the Spurs regain the lead 19-18. Closing seconds, Walker shoots and he misses a three, but Devontae Cacok slams it back down and the Spurs trail 23-21 after one. Second frame, the Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga throws a perfect pass to Gary Payton II. for a layup, and the Dubs led 43-34. Golden State outscored the Spurs by 8 in the second, and they led 54-44 at halftime. Early third quarter now, the Spurs are down 15 when Trey Jones drives a baseline and avoids Draymond Green for a sweet reverse layup for the Spurs' first points in the quarter. Closing seconds, 19-year-old Joshua Primo hits a huge triple to beat the third quarter buzzer, and the Spurs are down 78-71 in fourth after trailing by as many as 17 points. Fourth quarter, cue up Primo for three. It's good, and it's a 5-point game. Then off a Draymond Green turnover, Kaycock passes to Primo for a layup, and the Spurs are down 2, 88-86. I mean, San Antonio fought hard, but they came up short 100-94 and are officially the 10th seed in the West.
I think we're down 2 at 2 minutes left, a minute left, and it was great to see Primo do his thing with his confidence, making tough shots, getting to the lane. It's about the experience, and I think this game specifically was one of those moments that you can learn a lot from it.
Spurs will close out the regular season tomorrow night at 8:30 at the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic will play against the Spurs tomorrow night after the NBA rescinded the technical foul called against him last night in the Mavs blowout win against Portland. At the time, that was Luka's 16th technical foul this season, which triggers an automatic one-game suspension. Luka is good to go in a game that could determine whether the Mavs are third or fourth in the Western Conference. Star guard Ja Morant was back from Memphis today after missing the last 10 games with a sore knee, and he helped the Grizzlies blow out the Pelicans. Third quarter, Morant throws it back to Desmond Bane for a sidestep three-pointer, one of 18 made threes for Memphis. Then Morant, dribbling all fancy, drives in for a one-handed scoop. Memphis scored 55 points in the third, a new franchise record for points in a single quarter, and Memphis hammers the Pelicans 141-114.
Third quarter was by far our worst, but just the whole game, we need to be better. We know it. Our guys know it in the locker room, and we got to regroup and get back to the drawing board and just be a better team.
Well, the loss didn't hurt them. It's official. The Spurs will play at the Pelicans Wednesday night at 8:30 in a play-in game. The winner advances in the play-in tourney while the loser goes home.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins died early this morning after he was hit by a dump truck while he was walking on a South Florida highway. He was there training with some of his teammates. And this is the scene near Fort Lauderdale where the accident happened. The wreckage already cleared. A Florida Highway Patrol spokesperson said Haskins was trying to cross the westbound lanes of Interstate 595 when there was oncoming traffic. Haskins was pronounced dead at the scene. He was 24 years old.
His best friend was his sister. His mom and dad were incredible. One of the sweetest kids. I mean, just a wonderful teammate, wonderful, obviously, player, but disregard the player piece. A great teammate, great friend, very strong in his faith. His sister and his parents were, I mean, it just, you got a lump in your throat, man. This is awful.
Haskins was a star QB at Ohio State and was selected by Washington 15th overall in the 2019 NFL Draft. Tiger Woods shot his worst score ever at the Masters. We got it later in sports.
Thank you, Larry. We'll look forward to that next half hour.
We'll be back after a few minutes.
Welcome back. Thousands of Ukrainians fleeing the eastern part of the country. Their attempts to leave today turning deadly after an attack on a crowded train station.
President Zelensky calling the attack a war crime. Zelensky asking still for more weapons to help in the fight against the Russians. Here's ABC's Karina Mitchell with the details.
Saturday, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson making an unannounced visit to Ukraine, walking through the streets of Kyiv.
In the last few weeks, the world has found new heroes, and those heroes are the people of Ukraine.
Johnson's visit comes just one day after a deadly attack on a train station in eastern Ukraine. At least 52 people killed, including children, more than 100 hurt. Russia has denied responsibility. Thousands of civilians were at that train station trying to leave ahead of an expected major Russian offensive in the east. The Kremlin has announced the leader of Russia's brutal campaign in Syria is taking command of the next phase of this war. As Russian troops head east, there is mounting evidence of their brutal tactics. In Borodyanka, more than 200 people are still missing and presumed dead. In nearby Makariv, the bodies of 132 people were discovered. Ukrainian officials say they were tortured and murdered. And in Bucha, authorities are exhuming the mass graves, 67 bodies from this site alone. Some people have begun returning to their devastated city.
This just breaks my heart. I'm optimist, so I'm sure we'll rebuild this city and we'll make it even more beautiful than before.
Saturday evening, as Zelensky addressed his nation, he thanked Prime Minister Johnson and the organizers of the Stand Up for Ukraine event, which raised more than $10 billion for Ukrainians who were forced to flee their homes. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
A baby formula shortage in many parts of the U.S., forcing retailers to ration their supplies. Walgreens limiting shoppers to 3 infant and toddler formula products per transaction. A recent review of supplies at 11,000 stores indicates that nearly 30% of popular baby formula brands may be sold out. Here locally and in cities like Minneapolis, businesses are reporting out-of-stock rates for certain formulas even higher than that, well above 50%. Part of the problem stems from an Abbott nutrition recall back in mid-February for select lots of Similac and other formulas.
Are your AirPods giving out your personal data? That's the concern over some Apple AirPods for what's being called a possible security flaw. According to a report from Business Insider, devices could see a pop-up message that reads the previous owner's redacted email address. The issue is affecting refurbished and resale AirPods. In some cases, the pop-up message even says the previous owner can see your location. So what should you do if you ever get one of these messages?
If you do a factory reset before you sell your AirPods, you can avoid this problem. But the refurbishers that I've spoken to said that almost everybody forgets to do this.
Now, if you do get one of those messages, tech experts say try visiting an Apple store to get it set up properly, or double check your return policy and get a new pair.
Still to come, billionaires in space. It seems to be a trend. That's what happened again today, millions of miles above Earth. What this mission could mean for the future of space travel.